Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. It is another interview night here inside the Wrestling Paradox podcast. Tonight, we got a special guest. We got someone who's young, up and coming, someone we kind of all have a personal connection with around this city. And he is CCW's own, none other than the king of flight, Will Austin himself. Will Austin, welcome to the Paradox, my friend.
AKA the best unsigned professional wrestler today.
Will Austin, man, welcome to the Paradox. Are you ready for this?
Oh, hell yeah. Let's get into it. I told you, I've been fired up. You see me on Twitter. You see me on Facebook. I've been fired up.
Dude, Will Austin, first of all, Will, where can everybody find you right now on Twitter, everywhere? What do you got going, man? What's going on with you?
Right now, I'm on Twitter at GET_ready10. Been the same since high school, since I played football with your stepbrother.
Damn, just like, hey, yeah, my stepbrother said he had to protect you a lot, huh? No, man, this is your show. This is your moment. Get Ready is in the building. Will
get_ready13 at YouTube at Will Austin. If you don't know by now.
Yeah, if you don't know by now, you're gonna figure it out really fucking quick. Because let me tell you something, this kid is up and coming. There is no question about that. So look, Will, I'm gonna go out of order because we got some questions for you, but I'm gonna get this first question out of the way just because I want to jump right into it. There are a lot of older crowd in the CCW and in the wrestling world, and yet you're a little bit younger, and some people got some things to say about you. Who's someone right now that, you know, you're like, that's it. That guy's done. He's on the list. He's marked. He's done. Who's that guy?
That I've already wrestled?
No. That's calling you out right now.
That's calling me out?
Wants Will Austin.
I mean, you got everybody looking for my clout nowadays. Everybody wants me because, again, I'm young and up and coming, and they want match of the night. They want me to bring them to another level. You got a couple. You got this little dancing clown over here who shakes his hips, can't even do an arm drag in the ring, Cha-Cha Charlie, over here. Talking about, oh, Will Austin's the next big thing. You don't got to tell me. Everybody already knows that. Talking about, oh, I need to humble him. My guy, I'm 24 years old. I'm up and coming. I'm the best thing going today. I know how good I am. There ain't no humbling me.
Damn. Wow. We're just going to drop the mic on that one and have a good night, everybody. Cha-Cha, I think you have your answer. And I don't know, man. I know Tennessee's coming up in October. And I think both of you are on that card, so that's a little interesting. Are you going to be in Tennessee in October?
Oh, wherever I'm booked, I show up. I guarantee it. Guaranteed. I showed up even when I wasn't even booked and got booked in the main event. I guarantee anywhere I go.
Oh, my gosh. This kid, man, this guy is something else, man. This guy is something else.
About me by now, I guarantee you go to any independent professional wrestling show I'm on. If you don't know about me by now, you will at the end of the night.
You are definitely making an impact in South Florida, and I can't tell you how proud I am that we got a kid from this area growing up like that. So,
dude, it's crazy to me because everybody locally, like, you know it, no one comes up being a professional wrestler around here. Everybody makes it out of here, football or whatever it may be.
No, I mean, you got people like Dolphy Z over here who's billed from Hollywood, but he's not really from Hollywood.
Bro, didn't he move like Tampa or California or something like that?
I don't. I know. Go back to Ohio, okay? Nothing's cool in Ohio. Is that cool? Is Ohio cool to you? People like to vacation to Ohio? Like, no, bro.
Hey, okay, calm down. I mean, Dayton's a nice place. Right?
All right. So speaking of Hollywood, man. Yeah, right. Speaking of Hollywood, we spoke that you grew up around here, man. You were a star in football. You started at Hollywood Hills. You were the quarterback there. What made you adjust from the gridiron to the squared circle? Where did that turn come in? Where did you say, okay, this is where my career is going? I'm not going to go to a D2 school or possibly a D1 somewhere, but where was it that you went to squared circle?
It was one of those that, you know, football's always – everybody's going to be passionate growing up. You know, you get into something competitive. I'm just a competitive nature, just happened to be in football. I found something that can be even more competitive in professional wrestling that also, you know, after I got out of high school, I started playing a little bit of semi-pro football, and again, a quarterback, didn't get the best protection. So it was like the injury just started building up real early in my career. And again, I'm only 24 years old. So I was like, I got to get out before I'm 26 and can't even walk anymore.
Gotcha.
So you get out of football and you go into pro wrestling. That makes sense.
I'll tell you the reason what it is. I was like quarterback, and I got tired of relying on everybody. Like,
exactly.
I was gonna say, are you tired of like blaming other people for losses, or you're like it's fucking defense, man?
If I could hike the ball to myself, throw it, and catch it in the end zone. Think of the numbers that one would do.
So, folks, he's not just confident in his wrestling ability; his football playing ability, he's confident in too.
You know, this dude, I saw this coming. I saw this coming from a mile away. I loved it. This is gonna put the show where it needs to be. Up. I knew exactly what it was.
I think Helen Keller knew it was gonna happen.
All right, man. Chris, you got something for him?
Yeah. We already know the health problems and everything but at what year and what age did you decide, hey, pro wrestling is the way to go, and what year did you start training?
21 years old. 21 is at that moment that I was like, yo, I'm a grown man. Like, I've been a grown man for years now, but it's like I'm at a grown man that I can make my own decisions of what I want to do in my life now. So it was like 21 years old. I packed up football. I was like, I'm done with this. I got burnt out. I had no more passion for it. And I was like, let me take my skills that I can apply from here, from working out in football, to apply to something else similar that's equally as active, maybe even more, and I can be as competitive.
Yeah. And was it an easy transition for you?
I don't want to say easy, but I picked up on it a lot more naturally than a lot of people would, just because growing up, I've been an athlete. So I've been track, volleyball, football. So it's like I adjusted quickly and I'm coachable.
Gotcha.
Where did that King of Flight nickname come from? Was that you yourself? Because obviously,
watch his highlight
video. Obviously, but did you, being the person you are, give that name to yourself, or were you like someone else gave it to you?
So someone started, like, we started because my name was Will, so they're like, oh, Will the Thrill, because it was easy. Never liked it.
No.
They were like, always Will the Thrill. So you got to come up with something else, and I'm the only one making people's jaws drop in my aerial assault every single time.
Definitely. That's pretty cool, man. Nah, you're definitely someone who, when you're going through the air like that, you're someone all eyes are on. So dude, that's
no fear, and it's the best adrenaline rush. It's better than drugs. I haven't even tried them, but it's better than drugs.
Yeah, what goes through your mind as you're standing on top of a 30-foot ladder when you're about to make a dive? We asked this to Alex Ocean when he's going out for a death match. It's 2 minutes to curtain jerk. You're about ready to go out. Like, what goes through your mind? And that's a different mentality. But when you're up there on top of a 30-foot ladder, you're going to dive off, moonsault off, or what goes through your mind?
It's one of those, like, that we had a 6-man TLC where Alex was involved in it, and I jumped off a ladder, front flipping on 2 big guys who caught me to fucking powerbomb me through a table on the outside. And it was one of those, like, before the curtain, every time, I stop, say a little bit of prayer. I'm not really religious, but I got to stop, say a little bit of prayer just for the man above to protect me while I'm out there, if, God forbid, my opponent doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those, like, just little quick prayer right before, and once you go through the curtain, everything is just adrenaline at that point on, and, you trust in your abilities.
Was that the 6-man where it was AJ Francis?
Yeah.
Okay. And Agony and Alex Ocean, you and Stryker? All right.
Indie match of the year in 2019.
It was very good. It was very, very good.
I went back and watched it too myself. It was a very good match.
And I'm not a Matt Stryker fan. I'm just letting you know that right now.
Hey, I was tag team champions with a guy. I'm not a fan of him.
There's something about his wrestling style that just doesn't captivate me.
But he is, he's that comedy wrestling style, but he is like behind the scenes, he's a wealth of knowledge. It's crazy the way he thinks of stuff. Alex is the same way too. Like, I've had conversations with Alex about wrestling. The way he thinks of stuff, of putting stuff together, it's just different in any way you would ever think of it. You're like, oh, that actually works a lot better than what I was thinking.
Gotcha. Yeah. Who, let me ask you, because we've asked this question a couple times and we've pretty much gotten the same answer. Who was the wrestler that came in that you like sat and listened to and said, this is the person I'm going to listen to when they come in? My ears to the ground. I'm shutting up. I'm sitting down. I'm watching. Who would be that wrestler?
What's the same answer you got?
MVP.
MVP.
Every time. It's always MVP.
Fuck that. I'm going to go low key.
Really? That's a personal favorite of mine right there. Yes. I like that answer. Very good answer.
And literally, we did nothing professional wrestling. He did everything shoot because he wanted us to teach us. Even though it's professional wrestling, it's entertainment, you got to have that dog and you got to have that fight. So that's what he made us do for our seminar, is fight each other pretty much.
Now, did he like instruct you like this? Like, hey, Will, you gotta go over there. You gotta throw stiff punches. You gotta throw the kicks.
No. It was more like you know how his voice is, and when he starts raising it higher, it's amazing, bro. No, it's one, like when you're grappling, he's like, "Oh, you gotta learn how to fight from underneath." I'm like, yeah, my personal favorite was low key though.
Yeah, that's awesome, Cha Charlie and both Alex Ocean, they both said MVP.
That's easy.
Well, also, and Alex said Mick Foley too, because he marked out because it's Mick Foley.
I marked out more working with Mick Foley than doing a seminar.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I had Mick Foley introduce me to the ring the night I won the tag titles. Watch me hit a 450 off the wall. He's on the apron. Dude, like that's a childhood dream. Just introducing me to the ring, and then you stay out there and watch what I can do. Come on.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. My bad. Got totally lost there. Chris, I thought you were picking up. What the fuck, man?
I'm going.
Chris.
Let me say the show.
If you can have a match with any professional wrestler in any organization right now, and it'll be a 5-star match, who would it be and why?
Will Austin.
Yeah, I fucking love it. I love this kid. I love this kid. Oh my God, Will Austin versus the King of Flight right here in the Paradox tonight.
I honestly thought I was going to hear Will Ospreay, and I was like, oh, okay.
Honestly, I was just about to say, realistically, probably Ospreay or Phoenix.
I don't know about Phoenix. He doesn't know how to throw a punch, though.
Hey.
Exactly.
I honestly thought of someone around our age, a little younger, and I was thinking more along the lines of like a Sammy Guevara or something like that. I think you would have an amazing match with Sammy Guevara.
I can see why you think that, but I like sometimes I look at him and I just see his psychology like not all the way there.
Yeah, it's
like the way he puts stuff together, the way he does stuff. Like, yeah, he's kind of like now recently with this Matt Hardy thing. They're like, oh, he's reckless. He shouldn't be. Like, shit happens. But like his other work, some of his psychology is like you look at him, shit, it's like, why'd you do it like that, or why'd you do that there? Like, I mean, yeah, I would love to work him, but it's like sometimes it's like, dude, like you're so much better than you're showing sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. So you see it from a different angle. Obviously, we're outside of the realm of what wrestling is inside and behind the curtain. So you see that. That's something you look for. For me, yeah. I'm just like, yo, that fucking front flip is amazing, and keep throwing chairs, bro.
Well, Joe's a big Sammy Guevara fan. I'm actually more of a Kip Sabian fan. I like Kip Sabian's like ring psychology and the way he works a match. Because he can pick it up and he can slow it down whenever he wants.
Exactly. Like, if Sammy Guevara had Kip Sabian's psychology, like, dude, easy 5-star match, Will Austin, Sammy Guevara.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Kip Sabian is very underutilized in the wrestling world.
Dude, and, like, he was on the first match with Sammy Guevara, and then straight from downhill from there, it's like, what happened?
No, we talk about it every week on this show.
Bro, they paired him with Jimmy Havoc, and he looked great for, like, 3 weeks. And then Jimmy decided to be whatever he was doing. I have nothing good to say about that fucking guy. So I'm going to leave it a little
that's
bit.
Alex Ocean's role model, so watch out.
Dude,
here we go. Another fight in a Walmart parking lot. Good job, Jimmy.
Alex doesn't want that shit, all right, man? I bring the smoke.
I heard you. As long as you got light tubes and you're talking his language.
There we go. Jeez, we're gonna get shanked.
And occasionally a door somewhere, like wherever you find a fucking door just laying around.
Bro, did you see that? That door did not fucking break one bit. That thing just
his hip broke.
It looked like it, right? You brought up Matt Stryker earlier, and obviously we brought up Bugs Moran. Out of those two, who do you feel that you work with or gel with better?
In a sense of a tag team?
Yeah.
Matt easily. Just Matt, it's not a knock on Bugs. It's just Matt has more psychology, and he knows where to be at what times, because he's been doing this a long time, and he's another one in his career very underutilized. Like, ever since I seen him take that DDT bump from Dreamer like WrestleMania where he stood straight up, and they still haven't used him after that, I was like, dude, what the fuck are we doing?
Gotcha.
I think that was pitched. I think that was pitched to Stryker when he came in to team with me. Someone was like, can you take that headstand bump? And he's like, no.
Not again, sir. No, sir. We saw you at Summer Glory and you wrestled the Colognes. And like, how was that being in there? Did that make you step your game up a little more just because of their family name and who they were or who they are and where they came from? Or how'd you feel about that match going into it?
I mean, I knew what it was. I've held those titles for over a year, and they bring in these guys. I felt honored that it was their first match outside of WWE after they just got let go, which is like, dude, like I'm about to see how the game is in WWE up there firsthand, as if I haven't seen it before. But it's one of those is like the name lives up to the hype, and they are who they are. Psychology wise, they're great. They know how to go in the ring. They know where to be. And I've worked them twice already, and I've already done some stuff. I worked them again in Orlando after Summer Glory that I haven't even practiced or tried and got a first try. Like them just trying to instill confidence in you. Like, you know what the fuck you're doing. Just get it done.
Yeah, man. You know, I believe it was what the fuck is it? Primo and Epico, right? Yeah. I believe it was Primo. Wasn't it Primo who came back and helped The Undertaker get ready for his last match? Isn't that what you were telling me, Chris?
Yeah.
Yep. That was? Yeah.
I guess you get appointed by a legend like that to get him ready is like, dude, like nothing can knock you.
We were actually on the way to Summer Glory, and we were doing a road show right along, and we were talking. I don't know what we were talking about.
Worst characters.
And it came up because I was like, oh, I watched The Last Ride, and I was like, Primo was instructing, like helping Undertaker get into shape, and he looked at me and goes, Primo? I'm like, yeah, it blew my mind too. Like, I don't like.
And we weren't saying Primo was a bad character. We were saying when they were the Los Matadors, that was just a lot of our show. We talk shit about certain characters, but we like the wrestler itself.
Yeah.
I feel like they were just, again, like you don't want to get stale, so you got to keep reinventing yourself. But it's like they were just put in positions that it was just like, it's like it'd be better to stay yourselves, stay true to yourselves. And then I understand you got to do what you got to do for the business, but it's like it's just hurting you more than it's helping you at this point.
They were the kickoff show. They were the kickoff show team. That's what they were.
Yeah, I tell you what, that WLC match was amazing.
Much more talented than that.
Yeah, I mean, how many times can you go on a pay-per-view and you do a WLC or you do a tag team against three-man band? Like it's
exactly, and it's just not proper utilization.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or too many people and too many Chiefs, not enough Indians on the roster. Let's just say that.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah,
sounds like a little AEW to me there.
Shut your damn mouth.
Hey, I'm already like.
I'm a critic all the way, man. I am the worst.
If they go to AEW, it's like I've already worked them. I've already worked self-proclaimed AEW Dark Champions for Pensacola, which we had a barn burner.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, that's another one. Like if you see, I beat him with the Stormbreaker. The same thing Will Ospreay does. Huh. Never tried this shit before because we're feeding off the crowd and I hit it.
Okay, now this isn't on our question list. Did you watch NXT 30 this past weekend?
I watch highlights. I watch wrestling here and there when I can nowadays, but I usually watch it more to get ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen some of the 30.
Okay, did you watch the Pat McAfee Adam Cole match?
I did.
Tell me, Pat McAfee isn't the best and most athletic non-professional wrestler.
Yep, I would say the same thing.
Oh, dude.
You know, the crazy part is apparently they rehearsed nothing. They called everything in the back and they just did it.
That's what I told Joe.
Chris was telling me they had like 14 hours before the show to figure everything out.
No, it's not 14 hours. He had 14 hours to be in the hotel before the match to be quarantined because he was in an Airbnb. So so they really had no time. They didn't really see each other before the match or anything like that.
You got to even text and be like, yo, you want to do this?
Bro, but it just, I mean, for him, 240 pounds to do a senton off the top in your first match, your first move, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that moonsault was crazy.
And it was so well done, too. Real, like, orchestrated as a wrestling match. It told a great
I think what, like, especially because I played football, punters and kickers don't get a lot of respect. Like, they're athletic as shit, and then people just look at them like, oh, you just kick a ball, that's it. Like, if you can see what they can do without a ball, like, they're fucking athletic.
Yeah, well, he's my favorite football player of all time. Like, I love
bro, he used to lay fucking people out, man, on kick returns.
Did you ever see the one where he's like, Polamalu almost ruined his career?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The fucking C-gap. Who goes to the C-gap?
Well, you know what's funny is I listen to his podcast every day. Every time they have a show, he puts a show out, I listen to his podcast. And that's what he says. If he can have two things back in his whole NFL career is if Troy Polamalu wasn't in a fucking C gap, and he would be perfect on Thanksgiving throwing a touchdown pass. And also, if the guy didn't fucking fall down on his second Thanksgiving TD,
yeah,
he would have had two. He would have been perfect on Thanksgiving.
Fucking
That's
Polamalu.
awesome, man. Fucking Polamalu. Cancel. He's in the C gap. We're kicking it. All right. Let me ask you, Will. Where do you see Will Austin's career in wrestling? Where is that taking you? What's the next, like, in 5 years? Where do we find Will Austin?
I mean, I don't want to say anything before it happens, but I got stuff in 5 weeks. Like, that's major.
Excuse me, sir? Are we getting a drop right now? Please plug.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to say anything till it happens. I don't want to get too excited before it happens because I've had that happen before and get pulled from under me. But, you know,
let's just
I can't say too much right now, but, you know, everything's looking amazing for me in the next couple of weeks.
We'll watch the Ring of Honor Pure Tournament, and we'll watch AEW Dark for the next couple of weeks, and we'll see what haapens.
Yeah. Yep. We'll tune in, pal.
Yeah, no comment.
Oh, there's no Raw Underground on there?
Oh, I don't watch Raw. I don't watch.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, there is Raw Underground right here, sir. I will definitely be watching from 10 to 11. All right. I mean, Will, this has been great so far. Everybody, make sure you guys follow Will Austin at GET_ready10 on Twitter. That's get_ready10 on Twitter. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter as well. Podcast Paradox. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and swallow us right here on YouTube. All right.
See, I'm not the only one.
It's on our shirts. # swallow us.
I was going to say that regular thing. You should keep it.
Dude, it's definitely every fucking week.
And I pop every time.
Will, what size shirt are you?
Are you giving out? I'm a large.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. I got a couple shirts I got to send out. You're going to be on there, bro.
If you got a Schmedia network to do, but I'll take a large.
Chris, you see that gun right there? Boy. Oh, get it.
Tell you.
Dude, I'm marking so hard right now.
Got an Under Armour medium. I'll take it. If not, I'll just take a large.
Large it is. That's the smallest one we have.
Yo, Will, let me ask you, where is another indie promotion other than CCW that you would like to work in that you have not yet?
Nowhere in South Florida. Everything is shit besides CCW in South Florida. You got a school down the street that fucking, you got a bunch of bitches over there that run their mouth, talk shit on social media, and then when shit comes out about them, about something in the parking lot, they're quiet and they tuck tail, run back to the parking lot. Like, you only hear shit, so ain't nothing going on in South Florida besides CCW. There's a Warrior Wrestling that's running fucking, like, social distance stadium shows in Chicago that's I'm looking at right now. It's enticing me. You got Russell Pro in New York with American Top Team connections. I don't want to say anything, but
all right.
Filthy Tom Holler.
That was not that answer really took the cake there, huh, pal? Wow. Sounds like someone else took the cake in the mouth.
Hold on. I've been repping American Top Team down here in Florida with King Mo, John Hartnett, Blake Bowman. We've been repping American Top Team.
Now, I'm almost positive. Did we see you at an MLW show with King Mo down here? Okay.
It was King Mo, and I was in a battle royal with John Hartnett and Blake Bowman, and I damn near got my life taken from me. Richard Holiday powerbombed me, the hardest bump I've ever taken in my life. I gave him a super kick, step up Rana. He caught me on the step up Rana, gives me a fucking powerbomb through the ring. I sit up. It wasn't even a sell. I sit up because he slams me so hard. And as I'm sitting up, like, the only thing in my head, I was like, this motherfucker just slammed me through the wood in the mat.
Jesus Christ.
The hardest bump I've ever taken in my life.
God damn.
How did you get introduced to MLW? I mean, obviously you got introduced to MLW by, who noticed who? Did they notice you? Did you go to them? How'd it work?
I mean, Mo is fucking King Mo. And, like, he's been my boy. You got the other people, American Top Team, and when we went up there, they signed Mo, and Mo was like, I met Mo at a Blueprint show working American Top Team, and ever since then, he's like, bro, you're my fucking dog, you're going everywhere with me. Bro, Mo is amazing, yo.
Very nice. Very nice. Man, Chris, you got anything else for this guy?
You know what I would love to see? We always reference this on the show. 2017, it was pancakes and pile drivers and WrestleMania weekend.
Wow. Was that Sammy Callahan show?
No. It was before the Sammy Callahan show. Oh, it might have been the Sammy Callahan show. It's where they had breakfast. It's Wrestle and Breakfast. It was Ricochet and Swerve Strickland in a match. I would have loved to have seen you three.
Dude, crazy story is we were trying to get Shane Strickland before he got signed, and we like damn near had him.
Oh my!
And it was supposed to be me, Shane, and somebody else in the triple threat also. But I was like, dude, like that's gonna put me on the fucking map. At that time, I was like, that's gonna take me to another level.
Well, because the only reason why I say that is because there was a whole story leading up to that match. They had Twitter beef where Ricochet was calling himself King Ricochet and Strickland was calling himself King Swerve, and there was like the Battle of the Kings and everything like that. It was such a
King
really
of Light. I see what the fuck you did there.
Oh my!
You can't leave the truth out of it.
No, that's why I was bringing it up. Come on, but like it was such. It was an aerial match, like the typical Ricochet, Shane Strickland match, but it had a lot of ring psychology and it was really well done storytelling and everything like that.
That's the type of stuff I can get into. That's the type of stuff I like doing. Like, yeah, I do this crazy shit, make people's jaws drop, do this high flying stuff, but I know how to slow it down. I know how to get you invested into the match when I'm not doing my fucking crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
But Chris, you let that one spot. That wasn't the spot of the night with them too. There was one spot of the night of somebody coming off a ladder about 30 feet in the air. Doing a fucking.
There was a 8-man tag match or some shit like that. AR Fox was in it. Whole bunch of other.
Okay.
Yeah. But Penelope Ford did a moonsault off a 30-foot ladder.
No shit.
In the ring onto the floor.
Onto the floor, and I was like, "That's my future ex-wife." I'm like,
man, that was fucking crazy, bro. She climbed a 30-foot ladder in the ring and then dove onto the floor. It was nuts, man.
Dude, it's like I jumped off a fucking 15-foot ladder from in the ring to somebody in the ring, and that was still fucking scary.
Yeah, I don't know how she did.
Dude, she didn't bat an eye, bro. She went up there and just didn't bat an eye.
Yeah, bro, just fucking did it.
It's just like, you gotta go, daddy. You gotta go, motherfucker. Adrenaline goes, and you're just like, oh, fuck it. Like, you literally, I can see why Alex is doing it now on top of the ladder. He's just like, fuck it.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what we mentioned kind of earlier before the camera came on, and that was the adrenaline in the ring and not really having fans. These wrestlers now for that time, who weren't wrestling in front of fans and weren't hearing any crowd noise, dude, they get hit, and I'm sure that shit fucking hurt because you're not having that blood rushing. You usually get to the back and you feel it. You're like, fuck, my back, my leg, or something like that. But like when there's nobody out there and there's no adrenaline going through your blood,
it's so like demoralizing. I did that deathmatch, a 4-way deathmatch right before all this COVID hit, and it's like you hear us yelling because we're not selling. Like, it actually fucking hurts. We're getting hit with chairs and light tubes, and like you get to the back, you're all busted open. I had one of the referees literally tape my shoulder up just so I could drive home that night.
Oh damn.
I remember after the match, like one of the guys next to me, like we rolled over. I was like, look, there's a fucking piece of my skin on the floor.
Jesus Christ. What does your family think of you making this adjustment from football to wrestling? I gotta ask.
Of course, they support me in all this, they support me in all the wrestling, like whatever I want to do. They supported me in football, whatever my next endeavor is. If I do wrestling, they support me in that. If I go play tennis, they'll support me in that. Like if I go fucking swim for a living, they'll support me. But it's one of those is like, I remember coming back because it was a live stream on Twitch. That's what we did the deathmatch for, the whole show. And I remember coming back and people were just like, you're never doing that again. I was like, trust me, as bad as it looks, I'm not gonna do it unless there's fans again. And they're like, no, you're not fucking doing it at all.
Not at all.
Maybe once.
But you know what's funny about the deathmatch wrestling is my wife does not watch wrestling with me. She thinks it's the most comical thing ever. But when I showed her the Alex Ocean, the No Holds Barred pay-per-view a couple weeks ago, she was glued to the TV. Like she was just, she couldn't stop watching.
As a lot of people shit on it, like, oh, that deathmatch, they don't know how to wrestle, this and that. But if you watch people like Alex makes it entertaining, because he knows wrestling 101. He knows psychology, but he also can get hardcore with it. That's what makes it entertaining. Like, yeah, it's just fucking pretty much beating the shit out of each other, but they have psychology during the match.
Mm-hmm. Bro, and there was one spot in that weekend where he had Shellac and you had Casanova Valentine. They both had cases of fucking light tubes. They were standing on opposite sides of the ring, and they were just tossing the light tubes at each other like baseballs and just catching them on their shoulders and heads.
But see, like again, they do some cool stuff and like they have the psychology, but they do some dumb shit too. That it's like.
I was laughing at it, and my wife was like looking at me. She's like, "You're psychotic." I'm like, "Oh, no, this is funny to me. Like this is like actually funny to me."
Like I'm waiting for the punchline. Like, oh, you don't get it yet?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like they're catching light tubes with their head and shoulders. Like I'm waiting for Troy Polamalu to come out and be like, head and shoulders. Like,
yeah, and fucking Pat McAfee spears him through the fucking light tubes.
Exactly.
Fucking C-gap.
Fucking C-gap.
If you watch like some of these death matches I've seen, they do this little spot where they both sit down in chairs in front of each other and just pretty much go to town on each other, and it's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Didn't Alex and Eric Ryan do that?
Alex and Eric Ryan did it. Alex did it with some Jackal in Tennessee, but it's like, and I've before when I went to go scout Serpentico and I knew I was gonna wrestle him, I seen that show he was on. Somebody else did it, and it was I just look at it as like one of them things. Like I guess you do in death matches, but I would never do it. I just look at
who
it. Who
did it? Somebody did it in CCW. Vic Arson did it in CCW at one of the shows.
Dude, but it's like the dumbest shit to me. Like you literally like I understand you going back and forth on chops just to see who's tougher, this and that, but like you're literally just beating the shit out of each other sitting down, and it's like the dumbest shit to me.
Yeah. Well, that's just like me. My thing is when someone gets tossed into the corner and so the other person gets up on the second rope and does 10 punches. I think that's you lose me. You lose me.
So fucking like you get me in the corner, you go for 10 punches, you'll get about 2 before I fucking sweep your leg out.
Exactly. That lose, especially when you're doing like Spanish flies, you're doing chops, you're doing all this like realistic looking stuff, and then you toss him in the corner, you stand above him, hit him with 10 punches. It's like, all right, you lost me there.
It's no worse than getting hung up by your feet over the top rope and then holding yourself up so they could drop 2 knees to you.
Oh my!
That shit like that. Sasha does it every week, and I'm like, come on, you're better than that. Like you're related to Snoop Dogg. Figure something else out. Look, Will, real quick, man. Let me ask you. Obviously, like we have Will Austin, but who's the next guy in CCW? Who are you looking at? And you're like, you know what? No, that kid's got a chance.
I'm still up and coming. I ain't fucking left.
Are you not?
Oh yeah. I ain't gave up that banner of up and coming yet. Who's the next up and comer? I'm still up and coming.
God damn, motherfucker.
You fucking love it, man.
You got a couple good ones right now. I would say Benny Blanco right now. Like he's a fucking mouth on him. He just don't know how to shut up, and sometimes it's good for him, sometimes it's bad for him. But you know,
is that the little dude blowout?
Little dude from Harlem or the Bronx. Or he's like Benny Blanco from the Harlem or something like that. Like,
yeah.
He don't know how to shut the fuck up, but sometimes it's in his advantage, sometimes it's not. But you know, at least he has something that you'll fucking remember him by.
Didn't he video you coming out at Summer Glory? He videoed somebody coming out because he was wearing a UM shirt and he came up and he dapped me up because I was wearing a UM hat.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, dude, like once I hit that curtain, I got fucking tunnel vision.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. He like stepped in front of me and he's like, "Oh my bad." I'm like, "No, you're good. Just trust me." I guess because I'm bigger than him. I'm like, "No, you're good." Like,
he looked at Joe and was like, "You want a fucking death match right here?
You want to go, bro? You want to go?" Shit don't say game bread for nothing, baby.
He was already drinking. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm down."
Dude, the beers are flowing, man.
He goes, "I'm the Aldi Alex Ocean." Like, what do you?
Bro, I'll tell you what, those are the best shows. Like, we used to run in Coral Springs Charter School before all this got canceled, and we couldn't serve alcohol. Now we did the Extreme Action Park show, and we were serving alcohol. Those are like the crowd is fucking so much more into it. Those are the best shows.
Yeah, we were definitely into it.
Oh yeah,
we walk out, and the manager stops us and goes, "Hey, they're giving out free tequila shots over at the bar on the other side." And we're like, "Sold. We're going."
Bro, they were coming to me before the match, be like, I don't drink or smoke, and they're like, "Yo, we're getting you beer, we're getting you alcohol." I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Oh, just giving out free shit at the bar." I was like, I was like, "Wait, free? I'm gonna have to pass. I don't drink them."
No, that was, dude, I'm the asshole. Bill Alfonso came out, and I'm just like, ECW. He turned around. He's like, no, it's CCW. I'm like, oh, shit, where are we?
Yeah, one too many. Had to cut you off. Funny story about Bill Alfonso. You know the referee Bruce Owens, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wrestled Shannon Moore last year, and Bill Alfonso was his manager, which that was like a fucking little kid moment for me wrestling Shannon Moore one-on-one. So I do the dive over the top rope. fucking hit the floor as hard as I can. He's nowhere. Shannon, like, he was there to kind of break my fall, but again, he was nowhere to be found. And I remember Fonzie blowing a whistle on my face as I'm laying there because I just fucking flatted on. And that floor is not like the fucking Coral Springs floor or anything like that. That's fucking like damn near concrete, but it's like marble. So I damn near blacked out. Fonzie's in my face, like blowing the whistle. I'm thinking it's Bruce Owens, the referee, and I was like, I'm looking at him because they're both bald, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And like, he's over there slapping me and shit, trying to get me up. I'm like, why the fuck are you slapping me, Bruce? And I look up, I was like, oh shit, it's Fonzie.
That's awesome.
Like, I was so out of it. Once I hit the floor, I was so out of it.
Oh, that's fucking.
You get up looking around, you're like, where's Sabu at? Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get in the ring, I'm like, where the fuck's Sabu? And Fonzie's over there. Hey, send him over.
Well, you guys have Sabu coming up on the show in Tennessee in October, right?
We do. I've actually wrestled him in a 4-way, a hardcore 4-way, where note to you guys if you're taking notes, if he tells you he's gonna throw a chair in your stomach, cover your fucking face.
Really?
cover your face.
Dude, all right.
I have a video on my phone. I'll send it to you guys later where I get chokeslammed on thumbtacks by Vince Steele, the 400-pound guy, after I slapped the shit out of him. Get chokeslammed on thumbtacks. Get up, and I'm thinking a chair's coming to my stomach from Sabu. Whoop, right in the face.
Oh, man. You look like Matt Hardy, just like.
My body was in shock from taking the fucking thumbtacks. I couldn't even I literally got my arms at 90 degrees, and they locked on me. My body was in shock. I had to eat the fucking chair.
Oh, my God. Yo, can I tell you a funny story real quick? We are at WrestleMania. This is Goldberg versus Lesnar. It's the last one in Orlando. And we're walking. You went?
No, I didn't go, but it actually wasn't a bad match.
I thought you said it. I thought you went. All right.
No,
it was a good match.
I actually went to, like, as a fan, was WrestleMania when they had it in Orlando. Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Oh wow, very good match to attend live. That's pretty cool. But we're walking around the hotel, and they're doing the convention inside for all the wrestlers.
Oh,
and
God.
Sabu's outside, right? And our boy Aaron is dressed like a dad.
Hold on, I don't know what happened.
There you go.
Our boy Aaron is dressed like a dad, like a golfer, never been to a wrestling show, never seen. He's a big wrestling fan, huge wrestling. He probably knows more than we do. But yeah. He walks out of Sabu and he's just like, "Hey, what's going on, man? Oh, what's everybody doing here? This is weird. You're a wrestler? That's cool."
Like person.
Dude, just worked him, bro. Just worked Sabu, and Sabu's like, "What?" And he's like, "You're a wrestler? That's cool, man. Are you like on TV?"
But the funny thing is,
like in a league or something?
No, it was WrestleCon. So we went to we were going to Pancakes and Pile Drivers that morning, and we went to the wrong building. So we walk out and we see Sabu and Jeannie come out the back door.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there smoking. They were not smoking a cigarette. And
No.
they're huddled on the side. And our boy Aaron just walks in and goes, "Hey man, what's up? What's going on? What are you here for?" You just looked at him like, "What the fuck?" Like,
you hear the same reason we're here?
Yeah, he's like, "You don't know who I am?" No.
He's like,
what's going on?
Are you the ticket taker? Are you supposed to scan our tickets?
Such a great costume. Look, man, this has been absolutely amazing. Will, we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you finding time in your so busy schedule, because I'm just sure you're so busy.
Sorry if my voice is a little raspy. I was killing him last night in cardio, or I was making him do up down. I kid you not. Halfway through, I lost my voice last night. I was like, "Fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the podcast."
Yeah, I was running late, and I'm like, "Shit, man, I gotta hit them up, man. I'm in trouble." All right, Will, we appreciate you coming on, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the hottest interview of the summer right here.
I told you,
Will,
no one would say.
Nobody would say, "Yo,
no one."
I'm gonna go back and watch this at least like 6 more times. And I got some friends who went to school with you who I told I was interviewing you, and they're like, "Really? Like that kid? Like I haven't seen him in years. He's wrestling now, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Like, what the fuck is he doing? Why are you interviewing a random guy at the street?
Yeah, my boy Mikey Blackstock, he says you won't remember him, but he knows who you were, and he was like,
"I know who he is." That's crazy. I know who he is. Like,
Mikey?
I never hung out with him, but I know who he is. Michael Blackstock.
That's what he said. Yeah.
They call him Blackhawk or Blackstock or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what he said. He's like, we weren't friends, but like we knew I knew who he was.
No, I think they called him Blackhawk. Black Cock.
It might have been. It might have been.
The crazy thing is, my boy who cuts my hair has been the same boy who's been cutting my hair since like 6th grade. I've been trusting him. And I went in there recently. He was telling me, he's like, yo, I know these people that have been coming to me, like watching your shit because they know I cut your hair. That's like my brother, my barber. And he's like, all these people have been watching your shit. And he starts name dropping them. I'm like, dude, I know all these people. Like, I don't talk to them, I don't hang with them, but I know all these people, and they're watching my shit. Like, what?
That's awesome, man. Yeah, no, it's definitely something cool to see. You're a Hollywood kid, right? I mean,
Hell yeah.
Dude, you're still in this area too, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yo, Twin Peaks, Davey, Friday night, you down? We get cha-cha in there, get some glasses thrown.
We'll let you know. We're not gonna give a peek behind the curtain, but we both grew up on Scott Street.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
We're not too far.
I'll send you my address for where to drop the shirt at. You'll see how far I am for you.
Dude, I probably can walk through his house and shit.
I don't live on Scott Street anymore, but somebody else does. I'm just gonna say that.
Well, fucking who, Chris? Who?
Hey, I want the shirt hand delivered, and you don't gotta pay a postal fee.
Hand delivered coming your
way.
That
close.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Wrestling Paradox Podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow this channel. Make sure you guys follow us on YouTube at Podcast Paradox. Make sure you guys follow the one, the only, the king of flight. Look at that shirt, man.
Bro, I got him in neon. I got him in pink color. Cover your eyes.
Bro, can we swap shirts? I'll take a neon and you get the Wrestling Paradox shirt.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's fire.
Look at this guy, man. This guy came with the fire tonight, hotter than a bowl out of the microwave with the food still cold inside.
I'm telling you, when I first started making these shirts and stuff, like I was so hot, I was like, dude, I could shit on the shirt and these fans will buy it.
Bro, Jesus
Bro,
Christ.
I was hot.
I'm buying that shirt, man. I am buying that shirt. This has been none other than Will Austin inside the Wrestling Paradox Podcast. Will, we're going to get you back for round 2?
Oh, of course. And if another clown like Cha-Cha or somebody else has some more shit to talk, just bring it my way. I'll shut it up.
Well, see, here's the part. You ready? Because I'm going to give you 60 seconds to close out this show, if you're comfortable with it. And you can call out whoever you want. You can say whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. The mic is yours. The floor is yours.
I'm going to call out some people, not in a match, but for being bitches over at that other school. Let's get that out the way first. Cha-Cha, you got some skills. You know how to get the crowd invested into it. Your storylines, this and that. But you come my way, I will definitely humble you, and I'm the younger one here. You got another one like growing up, like Santos called me out. What happened with that? I'm undefeated against him. Ain't nobody stopping me. I'm 24 years old. The best damn thing going right now in South Florida. The best unsigned professional wrestler right now, where I got major league talent, major league promotions looking at me. Bro, like I'm on fire right now. Like Myron Reed, I'm hot fire.
Oh, big call out for Myron Reed. Big call out.
I don't know what to do. My panties are soaked right now. That is it. Will Austin, thank you. Peace.
Thank you guys for having me.